We are the Student Awards Agency Scotland, better known as SAAS. This video will explain the funding available for the new academic session. The funding available may change, so you should check our website. All information referenced in this video can be found at www.saas.gov.uk. We are an executive agency of the Scottish Government and we provide funding to all eligible students studying a course of higher education in the UK. To be eligible for SAAS funding, you must meet our residency conditions. Information on this is available on the SAAS website, www.saas.gov.uk. The higher education undergraduate courses we offer funding for are Higher National Certificates, HNCs, Higher National Diplomas, HNDs, Degrees, Paramedic, Nursing and Midwifery Diplomas and Degrees, and the Professional Graduate Diploma in Education, PGDEs, which is a one-year course you can study after your degree that qualifies you to teach primary or secondary education. You must be studying full-time to be eligible for the following undergraduate funding. Help with your tuition fees is not based on household income. As long as you meet the residence criteria and you haven't studied a course before, you can get help with your tuition fees. If you choose to study in Scotland and are eligible for funding, we will pay your tuition fees to your college or university. This does not happen automatically. You must apply to SAAS for tuition fees each academic year. If you choose to study elsewhere in the UK, you will be responsible for your own tuition fees. You can apply to us for a tuition fee loan each year, which we will pay direct to the institution on your behalf. Your learner journey is your progression up to and including the honours year of an undergraduate degree. Students can get one additional year of funding, which can be used if you need to repeat a year of your course or change course. Whether you progress from a HNC to a HND or a degree, full funding is available for both. When advancing from a HND to a degree, funding typically commences from the second year of your degree. However, if your degree starts in year 1, you may be eligible for an additional year of funding. We will continue to fund you as long as you are progressing and are not repeating any period of study more than once. You should always contact us about your funding if you are thinking about changing course or need to repeat a year, as you may need to pay your own fees depending on the funding you have already received. You can also apply for funding to help with your living costs, and this is based on your household income. When we talk about living costs, this may include rent, travel, books, equipment and other expenses you have while studying. The funding you can get depends on the total household income of your parents, carers or your husband, wife, civil partner or partner and your own student income, excluding any income you have from employment. If you earn money from employment, we don't take this into account when assessing your funding application. However, if you have any unearned income, such as income from property, we will treat this as part of your household income. If your gross household income is £34,000 or above, you do not need to give us any income details. If your gross household income is below £34,000, you will need to send evidence of your parents, step-parents, partner, husband or wife's income. Young students are under the age of 25 and dependent on their parents or carers. Young students can apply for a young student bursary and a student loan. Most students who leave school and go straight into higher education will be classed as a young student. You are not entitled to a bursary if your household income is £34,000 or above, but you will still be able to apply for a non-income assessed student loan. Please visit www.saas.gov.uk for the full bursary and loan amounts. It is not mandatory to apply for a student loan and you do not have to apply for the maximum amount. Independent students can apply for an independent student bursary and a student loan. You are an independent student if you are 25 or older, live with a partner or spouse, have a child dependent on you, or have supported yourself financially outside of education for at least 3 years before the start of your course. If your household income is £34,000 or above, you will still be entitled to apply for a non-income assessed student loan. Please visit www.saas.gov.uk for the full bursary and loan amounts. Your age will not affect your ability to access tuition fee support, bursary and living cost grants. However, to receive a student loan for living costs, you must be under 61 years old on the first day of the first academic year of your course. There are different funding arrangements in place if you are care experienced or estranged from your parents or legal guardians. We will cover these later in the video. Any SAAS bursary that you're entitled to will be paid directly to your bank account on a monthly basis during your course term. Your SAAS award notice, detailing when your payments will be paid, can be found on your online SAAS account. Your student loan will be paid to you by the Student Loans Company, SLC. They will send you a separate letter telling you the payment amounts and dates. SAAS can only pay funding whilst you are attending your course. If you decide to leave your course, you will not be entitled to any further payments. You may also be required to repay any overpayments made. You don't start repaying your student loan until the April after you graduate or leave the course. Repayment starts after you leave your course and earn over a certain amount a year. This is known as the repayment threshold. The threshold is subject to change and further information can be found on our website. Your employer will take these payments directly from your salary in the same way as you pay tax and national insurance. The interest on a student loan is linked to inflation, so it can vary each year. This is a list of the Allied Health Profession (AHP) courses. If you are studying one of these courses in Scotland, you can apply for the standard undergraduate funding package. You can also claim placement expenses. The funding for paramedic, nursing and midwifery courses is different from the standard undergraduate funding package. Eligible students are entitled to have their tuition fees paid and a paramedic, nursing and midwifery student bursary, PNMSB. You are also eligible to claim placement expenses. This includes additional travel and accommodation costs for any time spent on placement. Students who have children may also be entitled to additional support. If you are a care experienced student, you are eligible to apply for your tuition fees and a care experienced student's bursary. To be eligible to claim the care experienced student bursary, you must have been looked after by a local authority in the United Kingdom, which started before you were 18. Students of any age are eligible to apply for the care experienced bursary. Types of care experience we would consider include, but are not limited to, foster care, kinship care if you have lived with a family member, looked after at home on a compulsory supervision order, and residential care. If you are unsure what type of care you experienced, please contact SAAS. Care experienced students also have the option to receive their bursary split into monthly payments for the duration of your term time or in 12 monthly payments. You can also apply for the Care Experienced Accommodation Grant to assist with your accommodation costs during the summer break between each year of your course. We also have an Estranged Student Bursary. The Estranged Student Bursary is available to eligible full-time students taking a higher education undergraduate course of study. You may be eligible to claim this bursary if you no longer have contact with your parents or legal guardians due to a permanent breakdown in the relationship, you are under the age of 25 at the start of your course. If you are estranged from your parents or legal guardians, we may not ask about their income when we work out the funding we give you. Estranged means that you no longer have contact with your parents or legal guardians due to a permanent breakdown in your relationship. Any short periods of contact will be looked at on a case-by-case basis. If we consider you estranged from your parents or legal guardians, you will be able to apply for the maximum non-income assessed support package which is made up of a estranged student bursary and a student loan for living costs. Please visit www.saas.gov.uk for the full bursary and loan amounts. Disabled Students Allowance, DSA, is available for students who have a disability or learning difficulty and have extra expenses because they are studying. If this applies to you, contact your disability advisor at your college or university to start the process of applying for extra funding. There is also additional funding for students who are single parents or have an adult dependent. Discretionary funds are available from your college or university. You should check with them to see if there is any funding available through scholarships or bursaries. Further information on other sources of funding are available on the SAAS website at www.saas.gov.uk. SAAS opens for applications in April each year, and you can apply online at www.saas.gov.uk. You should apply to SAAS using your first choice of course. You don't need to have an unconditional offer. You can easily change your course or place of study via your online SAAS account if you need to at a later date, for example, after receiving exam results. You should apply for all your funding, including your loan, before the 30th of June to ensure it is in place for the start of your course. You will also need to make sure you send in any supporting evidence by this date. Going to college or university can be a very exciting time, but some students may find the transition stressful. Professional and confidential support for your mental health is available within your university or college. You can contact Student or Learner Services or your student association. There are dedicated sections on both the SAAS website and Student Information Scotland website which provide health and wellbeing support. The Student Information Scotland website, www.studentinformation.gov.scot, provides really useful tools such as budgeting and funding calculators, which will allow you to see at a glance how much money you will potentially need for going to college or uni, and how much funding you may be eligible for. You can also find a range of other student life information and support, including working while studying, student accommodation, travelling, and health and wellbeing. If you have any other queries relating to the services we provide, visit our website at www.saas.gov.uk. You can also receive regular updates from us by following us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok and YouTube. If you need to contact SAAS, there are a number of ways you can do this. If you have already made an application, you can use the Submit Inquiry button on your online account. We also have a web chat and helpline service available on the Contact Us section of our website.